We live in a country right now that is beset on all sides by viruses. One of them is the COVID-19 in all its various forms. Another seriously destructive, murderous virus is Christian fascism. What's planned for this weekend? Another one of these insane demonstrations. And the people who want to destroy America apparently this time are coming armed. Okay. It won't be a repeat of January 6th, though, because this time the United States military will be waiting for this scum. And if there is going to be a confrontation, guess who's going to lose? The scum, the QAnon freaks and the oath destroyers and the American Nazis and the Klan sympathizers. Jesus, where do we live? I say Jesus, it's an expression. That's not a prayer. Some further proof of how insane the Christian fascists are. They're out there, these so-called Republicans, the Christian fascists are out there denouncing Biden's plan to try to force more people to get vaccinated. And the opposition, the mad, insane opposition by the Christian fascists is starting to raise concerns among public health experts that this kind of anti-health attitude on the part of the Christian fascists, the anti-vaccine attitude, could help a broader rejection of other vaccine requirements, including the ones that have been put in place by schools in the military. Because this whole topic of being vaccinated or getting inoculated has been turned into a political, I don't know how to describe it. So I'll fall back on bad language. A pile of political bullshit. That's what it's turned into, thanks to the Christian fascists. Why are they doing this? I keep asking that question over and over, don't I? Why is this happening? Why are they doing this? Because it just seems so insane, so anti-human. It certainly has nothing to do with the Christian bullshit that they put out there as their belief system. Not a thing. In fact, it is about as anti-traditional Christianity as they could get. It's madness. Over the weekend, this crazy asshole, Kevin McCarthy, who's the House Republican minority leader, the Christian fascist leader in the U.S. House, he went on Twitter and said that there should be, all caps, no vaccine mandates. What is the burr in this guy's ass? I mean, what is it that McCarthy, well, come on. Now, in addition to McCarthy, according to the Washington Post, where I'm getting most of this information, more than a dozen other prominent Republicans in Congress and in the states, mostly here in the South, have made these defiant statements in recent days. And the way they say it, they use the most offensive rhetoric. In South Carolina, the governor over there, this Republican, this Christian fascist asshole, Henry McMaster, he pledged to fight Biden and the Democrats, quote, to the gates of hell, end quote, on these vaccine mandates. The gates of hell? You crazy son of a bitch, McMaster, what are you talking about, the gates of hell? But this is the South. And Elise Stefanik, representative from New York, Christian fascist, who was chosen to take the position recently held by Liz Cheney in the Christian fascist hierarchy. She, Stefanik, condemned Biden's recent mandate as, her word, authoritarian. What the authoritarian? saying people have got to be vaccinated to stop a pandemic that's well into its second year of killing hundreds of thousands of people and now killing children. But the Christian fascists, I don't know why I keep bringing up the fact that the children now are being targeted by this virus. The Christian fascists don't give a shit about children. They couldn't care any less than they do now. Well, that whole Christian thing about suffer the children to come unto me, bullshit. These Christian fascists don't believe that crap. And Stefanik also said that these mandates are the work of, quote, a power-hungry government. Power-hungry government. I mean, these statements, it's authoritarian. It's a power-hungry government. I think it displays more about the person using those phrases than the government toward which they're directed. Power-hungry. Isn't it the Christian fascists who are demanding the power to control women's privacy and reproductive processes? Isn't it the Christian fascists who are demanding the power to continue to destroy the environment and consequently life on the planet? Isn't it the Christian fascists who are demanding the power to continue to have people die from gunfire in the streets? What the fuck are you talking about, Stefanik? Wake up. Try to just spend one moment, Miss Stefanik, of your worthless goddamn life trying to say something that is rational and reasonable and makes sense in this country. You can't do it, can you, Elise? No, you can't. Jesus. Jim Banks, a Christian fascist from Indiana, on Sunday evening tweeted this, quote, vaccine mandates are un-American, end quote. Well, truth is, Jimbo, you are un-American, you crazy son of a bitch. What do you mean? Telling people that since we have tried voluntary vaccinations, hundreds of thousands of people have died. More are dying as we speak. And this crazy fuck, Jim Banks, this Christian fascist representative from Indiana, has the balls to say that vaccine mandates are un-American? What would be American, Jimbo? Just continuing to let people die. If Biden said nothing, you Christian fascist bastards would be all over him. Where's your leadership? Why aren't you leading? Why aren't you making these required? Oh my God, I've used the F word twice now. I'm sorry. I'll try to watch it. Now, these Christian fascist office holders will not, even when questioned, they don't say what they think vaccine requirements should be. And whether they only object to Biden's federal plan, because all Biden has said so far is that people who do business with or employed by the federal government will be vaccinated or they won't work there anymore, which any employer has the right to do. Because people can quit, just like these crazy fake nurses at hospitals who are saying, the one I told you about yesterday in upstate New York, who are saying, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated, so I will quit. Well, quit. Get the fuck out. Go away. Go do something that is more in line with your political bullshit. Where was I? Yeah, these Christian fascists, even when pressed, won't say if they only object to Biden's federal plan or if they also think that other mandates, the ones put in place by school districts or the military or private employers, should be banned. You see, when Stefanik talks about a power-hungry government, she's talking about a power-hungry Christian fascist movement in this country, the cult in this country that is trying to take over and say, no, we're not going to have any mandates. That's power. That's power hungry. That's a result of a power-hungry Christian fascist minority. There will be no mandates by our order, which comes, by the way, directly from God. What does Elise Stefanik call that? Now, this failure on the part of these Christian fascists to clarify what they think should be done to stop the pandemic. The only thing that has retarded it to this point has been the mask mandates, the social distancing, and the vaccinations, all of which these Christian fascists rail against as if somehow it encroaches on their precious, what? Freedom? Actually, their slavery. These fuckers are enslaved to their cult. They cannot think independently. They dare not think independently. They have to accept what comes down from the top. And you know where the top is, right? So they don't clarify their views about what should be done. And that, obviously, is causing a lot of worry for public health experts. Because this minority, and it is a minority, but it's a very vocal minority because they have so many propaganda outlets now, not just on the internets, but in radio and television. Propaganda outlets that are worse and more destructive to this country than anything that was done by our enemies during World War II. And these are people who claim to be American. They claim to be Christian. You know, Jesus Christ and Mary and Joseph and the little baby manger, all that bullshit. They claim to be loving, caring, kind Christians. Right. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.